portion of the Arizona Daily Mix is sponsored by Meridian Preparatory Academy.
Meridian Preparatory Academy is a proposed public charter high school in Glendale, Arizona, with anticipated opening date of August 2025. Joining us today is founder and CEO of Meridian, is Tanae Lehman. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me today.
Well, this is great having you here because we know how important education is to people. And you know how important it is to make sure people have those choices of going to the school they want to. So let's explain a little bit about charter schools so people understand a little more, because I know people have their ideas of them, but as you said, when we grew up, we didn't have these around.
Absolutely. So one of the biggest questions that I get often is, do charter schools take away funding from district public schools, and what are the differences? And one of the main differences is, in fact, funding. So for district public schools, most of the funding comes from state taxes and things like that. Charter schools still receive some of that funding, but it's on a different scale. And charter schools primarily rely on grants and private donations and things like that. So there are some differences, but one of the biggest ones is autonomy when it comes to charter schools. So in terms of initiatives and curriculum and just structure in general, we have a lot more flexibility in terms of things that we implement at the charter school level than you sometimes do in a district public school. Both are needed, though. Let me just say that. This is not a bashing of the district public school.
Right.
We grew up.
Yep, and public schools were very important, and that's why your school is something that you're giving people alternatives. So let's talk about the school a little bit.
Absolutely.
Things that you're offering there for them to take a look and do.
So one of our biggest goals with Meridian Preparatory Academy is to really shift the landscape. And one of the ways that we're hoping to do that is through financial literacy education. So in our school model, there are 3 core components: financial literacy education, concurrent enrollment, which basically just means while you're in high school, you will have access to college courses as well as a career and technical education program. The financial literacy piece is one of the most important pieces for me, because I feel like as a nation, we have to do a better job of educating not just our youth, but also adults, just about basic money management principles and things to make them better equipped to be financially literate as young adults as they get ready to transition outside of high school. So we've put some solid partnerships in place to really support that financial literacy component.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Children's Business Fair. That's so important. What's going on there?
So that was really awesome. We were able to go to one of the Arizona Children's Fair, and what it is, it gives young entrepreneurs an opportunity to get out and showcase their businesses. And so this is one of the programs that we hope to implement into our school once we are authorized.
So what made you want to start this?
I've been in education for a long time. This is like my 20th year in the field of education, and I've done it all. I've been a teacher, I've been a director, I've been a principal, I've been an assistant principal, and I've seen a lot of things, and things look a lot differently in different communities. And so my goal with Meridian Preparatory is really to provide a unique educational experience. And the most important piece, again, is I keep going back to that financial literacy. We have to do a better job as a nation of providing our children with options, information, and opportunity. And so that's really the goal of Meridian Preparatory.
I like it. Also, we talked about before you came on that the other goal is kind of like to make sure those kids are taught differently than what we were, which is nothing wrong with public schools. That's good for some kids.
Absolutely.
But these gives the other kids a choice of maybe wanting to do something a little different to help them grow.
Right, because when we were in school, we didn't have a lot of options. There was a one-size-fits-all school model. We now know that statistically, children with more options will do better. For example, when we think about our students with special needs, they have a 66% high school graduation rate traditionally. Right. However, when they have access to career and technical education programming, that 66% moves to 89%. Yeah. So there are a lot of things that we can do in schools and within the educational landscape so that it's not that one-size-fits-all, so that we're able to accommodate different types of learners, because we know people learn very differently.
They do. Well, I'm so glad you came in, and I know people are looking forward to 2025 with you, and you are too, so it's going to be very important. We'll have information on the cw7az.com on how you can get a hold of the school and to find out more information. So
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
The preceding portion of the Arizona Daily Mix was sponsored by Meridian Preparatory Academy.